What is up, swimmers and swammers? Welcome to day 4. I keep wanting to call this day 5. We're halfway through the meet in some form or fashion of these 2025 World Championships. This is day 4, finals, SwimSwam, live watch party, live stream. Welcome. Thanks for being here. How is your morning, afternoon, evening going? We are watching the day 4 finals of the 2025 World Championships from Singapore. So that's for me. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. That's 7 a.m. Eastern. So thanks for being here. If you're watching, if you're tuning in, we've got a few pretty cool guests joining us today. Gold medal Mel, SwimSwam co-founder and CEO, should be popping on here any second. But until then, we got about 10 minutes until the session starts. Let's go over prelims. We have some news to cover for this prelims and into previewing this final session. So first, the women's 50 back this morning. Pretty much what you expect. Kylie Moss is your top seed at 27.4, so nothing crazy out of her. Catherine Burkhoff and Reagan Smith, the two Americans, easily made it through. They were 27.5 and 27.6. It did take a 27.97 to tie for 16th between Great Britain's Lauren Cox and Mexico's Celia Pulido Ortiz. They had a swim off. Lauren Cox of Britain won that swim off, so she is into the semifinals, but it was a deep field. Only half a second, really only 4/10 between second and 16th. So should be a good semis tonight. Next up was the men's 100 freestyle. Oh my good God, golly. This is going to be a good event. I'm just going to read you who else in the everyone you want to see is in this semifinal. David Popovich, Kyle Chalmers, Maxime Grousset, Panjin La, Matt Richards, Huang Sunwoo, the two Americans, Patrick Salmon and Jack Alexi are in there. A whole lot of other talent. Guy Karib is in there as well. He popped a 47.1 earlier this season, but it's gonna be such a good semifinal. It took 48. Raphael Fenty Demers of France, 48.33 is 16th. 48.34 is 17th. You're out. But 47.4 for Popovich and Chalmers in the prelims. It's gonna be a great semifinal. Men's 200 IM, again, pretty much what you expect. Leon Marchand, top seed, 157.6. Shane Casas, the American, is third. Hubert Koch swam this. He's fourth. Duncan Scott's in there. Alberto Rossetti, Ilya Borodin, Carson Foster, Lewis Clarebert, Wang Shun, Olympic champion from Tokyo. Again, what you'd expect from the men's 2IM semis. Prelims should be a good semi. Women's 200 fly. We actually had enough swimmers to field the event this time, which is good. Summer McIntosh is your top seed at 207.0. Reagan Smith is in there at third. The other American, Carolyn Bricker, is eighth. UZD, the 12-year-old from China, is in there at the fifth seed coming out of prelims. She went 208.9. She's had a great meet so far, and we will see what she has in that 200 IM semifinal tonight. But excited to watch her. If she gets on the medal table, I think that's going to be just exceptional. Honestly, unprecedented. That 12-year-old medaling at Worlds is nuts. Finally, we had the mixed medley relay, which I feel like the U.S. can be really hot or really cold in this relay. And this morning, it was cold. Again, U.S. has been struggling with sickness. They've been recovering from acute gastroenteritis, and that showed in this mixed medley relay this morning. They ended up finishing 10th overall in the prelims. We had Keaton Jones leading off at 54.2. Campbell McKean split 59.0. Tori Husk was 58.4. And then Simone Manuel 52.7. So really, Campbell McKean seems like he's doing fine. fine. I mean, splitting 59-0, I think, is about what I would expect from an 18-year-old who's at his first international meet. Keaton Jones, 54-2, not what you'd want, but Keaton is more of a mid-distance 200 back guy, and so I honestly don't know if I would expect much more from that split. Simone Manuel anchoring in 52-7, especially probably being a bit behind the field in that. I think that's great. Simone is a mainstay of Team USA and always shows up. But the split that really concerns me moving into the rest of the meet is Tori Husk going 58-4. I don't know if the coaches told her to chill on that split and there was just maybe a misfire of placement. I didn't see the prelim heat, so I don't know how it went. But the fact that the defending Olympic champion who's been 55 was 58-4, that doesn't seem to bode well moving forward, at least in the next couple days for Tori. And so we'll see how that goes, but that's a bummer. You never want to, as an American, you never want to see Team USA miss a relay final. Relay podium, let alone relay final. Michael DePietro aptly said the U.S. self-destructed, and so did the SwimSwam comments. I didn't actually read those comments because wasn't feeling too masochistic this morning. I'm sure they're not that pleasant, but you can go read them if you want. There's a whole article. What's up, Melvins?
I'm going to read these. I'm going to go read these comments right now.
Mel is feeling more masochistic than I am.
I'm reading these comments.
Mel popped in just to read these comments.
I don't mean to be negative, but could you? I appreciate it. I've been sitting here doing social media, listening to your recap, and to pull everybody into the stream.
Oh, wow. And we've got our first guest, Zac Stubblety-Cook.
How are you?
Man? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
What have you been watching the meet so far? What do you think?
I watched the first day and the second day, and then honestly today I haven't had the chance all last night. So really, I had to look up the program to see what was on tonight, to be honest.
Hey, fair enough. Yeah. No, there have been some good swims. It's been a solid meet so far. I think honestly one of the best swims was your fellow country mate Kaylee McEwen last night. 3 100ths off the world record and just the pillar of consistency.
Oh yeah, and I think she's had a tough ride this season, and she's been reasonably vocal about that too. I think yeah, to then pull that out on a world stage is pretty incredible.
No kidding. I mean, I think we just reported she was dealing with a dislocated shoulder recently. I mean, it's the post-Olympic year, you're supposed to chill, take a break. I don't know. And I feel like even when she does that, maybe she's pushing herself too hard or yeah, I don't know. She can swim fast all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I think yeah, sure, maybe it's you might view it yourself as pushing too hard, but it's she still consistently gets results, right?
Yeah. I don't know too hard. That's yeah. That's great. How are you doing? What's up? I know you've had not the most ideal season.
Yeah, a few little niggles and a few little injuries. Kind of disappointing to not be at World Champs, and probably that's why I started to tune out. Because obviously the two breasts is tomorrow. But I definitely will end up watching the semi and the final. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously disappointing. It's not a huge injury and nothing that's long term. It's more just annoying that it's poor timing, put it that way. So not severe injury, just poor timing.
Yeah. No, that's very good to hear that it's just poor timing, which obviously we don't want that. But.
Yeah. 3 weeks out before a major meet is never a good time to slip a disc in the back.
Yeah, no, not at all. But rehab or healing is going to plan, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like the rehab, everything's going pretty well. Like I'll get back in the pool next week. Sim has been reasonably consistent. We've obviously been quite protective and a bit restricted on what we can do, but loaded the lower body, loaded a little bit of the back for the first time this week. So yeah, it's a bit exciting times. It's like itching again, and then watching world champs makes you even more itchy as well. I think yeah.
Absolutely.
What disc?
L4, L5, I have a angular fissure tear. So basically, like the cartilage around and then is slightly torn, and then a bulge in the disc going towards me, I guess, towards the rest of my body, if everyone's thinking of 3 dimensions, but which is pushing on a bit of the nerve. So I had some bad nerve pain, a few other bits and bobs in symptoms, but the nerve pain was definitely like the worst. Like even sitting on a bike was pretty painful, because it seems to be what swimmers do when they can't do anything. They go and sit on a bike. Even that was like a little bit painful. So I'm not sure if that's the same in the States, to be fair, but like here in Oz, it's like, oh, you got a sore shoulder, go sit on a bike, or oh, you've done this, oh, go sit on a bike for try and keep that aerobic fitness. So, but yeah.
All right. We've got a full party here. We've got Kelsey Dahlia in the house. What's up, Kelsey? How's it
Good
going?
morning. Hi, guys. Hi, Zach.
We've
Hey.
got Jack Dahlgren.
Good morning.
I'm gonna pop out.
Hello. Jack, how's it going?
Great. Yeah, it's been a little crazy the last 30 minutes, waking up and trying to get ready. But I'm here, ready to watch finals.
Much appreciated. Zach, what time is it for you right now?
9:02 p.m.
PM?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're like in the opposite direction of staying up late to watch this.
Yeah, I think that the first night I stayed, it was like 11:30 p.m. finish.
That's crazy. Wow. For
Opposite end.
yeah, no kidding. I don't know if I've ever been to a meet that late. Although sometimes media can last that long at a swim meet.
Yeah. Yeah, Paris was that late. I mean, like in Paris was like I left the pool on the night of the 2 rests at like 1:30 a.m.
That's insane. Yeah, but I guess, yeah, were you done with your meet at that point? Did you still have a relay?
I still had 2 relays, yeah. Well, one relay, but then one relay was like up in the air. I still had the mixed medley like the next night, I think it was, or something like that. And it was like, which day is it? Which way is up, kind of thing. But at that point, like day 4 of the meet, it's like that anyway.
Sure. Yeah, you're pretty discombobulated. Wow.
Yeah, it's no longer what day of the week it is. It's what day of the meet. Day 1, day 2.
Always day 1.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get that right this morning. I was like, it's day 5. Nope, it's day 4.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Jack, you're coming off of World University Games, which was a 7-day meet. Were you competing? How many days of that were you competing?
Yeah, so I only did the 2 fly and the 4x2 relay. So day 3, day 4, and day 6, I think. So by day 3 of the meet, I was ready to get started. Those first 2 days of just spectating were like I was just itching to race at that point.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. And so we've got the men's 800 free first, I think.
Yeah.
Which Sam Short, we were reporting, had to pull out. He's the latest to be hit by an illness that seems to be going around, or stomach issues, which is fairly devastating, because for Sam, obviously, it seemed like he was on form. He almost won a world title in the 400 free, but then also just this was maybe going to be the best 800 field we've seen in a long, long time. And to have him not be a part of that is a big bummer. I mean, Zach, you've been on several teams with Sam. Have you spent much time with him?
Yeah, I mean, like, we were on an altitude camp earlier in the year, so we lived together for like a month. But yeah, like he was having, I think off the back of the games, of disappointing games, he was really hungry to prove himself. So I think it'd be really disappointing to pull out of that 800. And I think, like, obviously he's got that speed in the 4 and the distance for the 8. I think like a distance for the 15. So I think, like, to me, logically, being not a distance swimmer, I will caveat that, but like I logically would think that the 800 is really his jam. Like, it's a nice in-between event. I think that's where it's like really interesting, right? Like, you see the guys like Bobby Fink and the guys swimming down into the 8, and then you have the guys swimming up from the 4, and it's like quite an exciting event because everyone races it very differently, and the 400 guys aren't necessarily now doing the 1500 as probably traditional. So like, it's an exciting event, but disappointing Shorty's not in it.
Yeah. I mean, especially the year that Sam has had, like you said, he was doing altitude camps. He was going all over the world. He raced in the US twice.
In Brazil,
yeah, he was doing it all. And I think that's a really cool approach to a season, and to have a season end, or maybe it's not over yet. I think he might have pulled out of the 1500 prior to the meet, but maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But
I'm not entirely sure, to be fair. But
either way, to have that happen at a World Championships is devastating. That's not what you want.
Very tough, especially like getting COVID in staging camp as well, like pre-meet as well. So getting sick as well. It's like it's pretty tough on him.
Yeah. No kidding. Condolences to Sam Short. Hopefully he's got a speedy recovery. We are below the world record line right now in this men's 800 freestyle. I don't know where you all are at. They just flipped it to 150 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now there's 5 people in a line. Zach, I mean, like you just said, this is like such a meeting point for so many different swimmers. We're seeing Lucas Martins go out aggressively, world record holder in the 400 free. We're seeing Ahmed Jaoudi, Dan Whiffen, Bobby Fink, all in. I think Sven Schwartz, the other German as well, European record holder, all in the mix here with 200 meters. Well,
as that German group is just dominating distance,
dude. I don't get how Florian Wellbrock swept open water, 4 for 4, 3 individual golds and a relay gold. Moesha Johnson, who Australian, but also trains with that group, 10K, 5K, knockout sprint bronze. I mean, just what an effort. Yeah. And then you also have, I think Florian Wellbrock trains I think Lucas Martins trains with them as well. Yeah.
And then there's a couple of Dutch athletes. Is it Sarah or Sharon? Who's just like taken the year off, trains there as well. Obviously, like very decorated mortar swimmer as well. And you're like, it's pretty incredible program.
Yeah.
Makes all the grueling volume a little bit better when you're doing it.
Kelsey, did you ever train a lot of volume? Did you ever have a season or a period of time where you were doing high volume like that?
I don't think so. I was never one to log my stuff, but I did train more for like a 2 fly and came down for the 1. So trained more than a traditional sprinter. I did a lot of Arthur Loved 3 800s, best average, and 12 200s. And I was like, if I have to do this again, I'm done. So, and I retired.
And I retired. And I was.
Now it's done.
You 3 800s best average?
It's a test. He probably still does it. And
interesting. Okay.
It's on 13 minutes, so it's like not the interval is not the problem. It's just
right.
How's your aerobic threshold today?
Interesting. All right. I don't know about that one, but Jack, were you ever? I don't know much about your style of training. I know you're a mid distance guy. Did you ever get up there in volume?
Yeah, I trained in high school. I trained the 500 in like freshman year. Trained the 500 a fair amount, so I'd be doing some distance sets with Jack Brown when he was at Mizzou.
Mm-hmm.
And after freshman year, I kind of transitioned more to focusing on those relays for SECs and NCAAs. So it was pretty much mid D training all the way.
Gotcha.
Not crazy volume.
Yeah. We had Blake Peroni on here yesterday, and I heard you did the Jack's 50 sprint shootout race.
That was so much fun. I think it's a big anniversary next year, so they're trying to get a pretty big squad for that. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 of like the people that they brought out this year, but they've said they want to get a full bracket of 8.
Okay.
For both genders next year, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Nice. Okay, sorry, I'm popping back to this men's 800 free because things are heating up.
Yeah, say that.
Ahmed Jowdy of Tunisia, I believe he trains in France. He's the top seed, but he's going for it with 600 meters in, 200 meters to go. I think Sven Schwartz is in second. Bobby Fink is in 4th now by 3 body lengths. Jowdy looks sensational right now. He's 2 seconds ahead of Sven Schwartz with 150 to go. Wow.
And Whiffen went for it at the beginning, but
yeah,
there anymore.
It does. As did Lucas Martins, who I think is, still in it down there. So it's Jowdy and the 2 Germans with 100 meters to go. And it looks like
sitting on that lane right.
Yeah, but he's so far back, which I guess you can never count Bobby Fink out, but that would be hard. They keep showing this underwater angle, and I'm really not enjoying it that much. I don't know what the stream is like for you, Zach. I guess it's different.
I mean, his catch is impressive, but you need to see the rest of the field.
Yeah. Wow.
There it is again.
Yeah. Jowdy is just mopping the floor with this field. This is really impressive. He's coming in last 25 meters.
Oh, Bobby.
7:36.8 for Ahmed Jowdy. That's, oh my God. Okay, he's getting on the lane line, and this makes me really nervous because the race isn't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they handle this in world championship scenarios. His competitors were done. But I really hope he doesn't get DQ'd for this because this has happened before. But holy moly, 7:36.8. I think that's like one of the top 3 or 4 performances of all time. It's not a Tunisian record. I know that because Os Maluli was 7:35 in a super suit, which is nuts. It's 4 seconds off of that legendary 7:32 world record, but that is quite a swim for Tunisia's Ahmed Jowdy.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Wow. That is sensational. Good for him. And he's got a mustache.
Yeah, a mustache.
Wow. That is great. Yeah. Commenters are saying somehow still not a Tunisian record. Fink was 4th. I didn't see his final time, but let's see if we've got results up. Results are not up yet. God, I hope he doesn't get DQ'd. So it looks like he's given a hug to, God, I forget that guy's name. He's a legendary French coach. Thank you, Kelsey. I'm guessing that's who he trains with.
Classic.
Mel, we can't hear you.
Somewhere between I'm just going through the rankings all time, and it's somewhere between 11 and 13 all time best times in the 800 free.
11 and then he's gone.
It ranks between somewhere in 11 and 13th. I'm trying to get exactly what it is. It looks like it's 11th or 12th fastest performance all time.
7:36.88. Really? That's only 11th or 12th?
Yeah.
Wow. I would have thought that was higher. Do you know where he is on the all-time performers list?
I'll be back.
No, hold on. No, that's really good. It's a really good swim no matter what. Do you think he's going to get DQ'd?
No, I don't think he'll. Are you asking me? I don't think he'll get DQ'd.
Yeah.
If he does, we're gonna lead a campaign to. We're gonna lead a throng of folks with torches to the HQ at World Aquatics, because we need more celebrations. We need more cowbell. We need more razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great swim. So Fink was 4th at 7:46.4. Sven Schwartz from Germany, silver. Lucas Martins of Germany, bronze at 7:40.1.
Yeah. I'm. You guys are sitting there talking, and I'm like, are we dealing with the stomach bug? Are athletes getting infected as this meet goes on? It looks like it was Sam Short.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah, that's. I guess we'll know as we get deeper into the competition. But that's when you're knocking out a star as big as Sam Short. You're like, hey, what's going on here? Maybe we need to quarantine some people.
I mean, we need one of those people like medieval times, to test the food, and then they can be. One of the staff members can get sick.
Kelsey and I will volunteer. We will test. We're just cannon fodder. It's like, yeah, we'll come in. This gives you some participation in the event on deck and around the competition.
If you guys are watching on Peacock, are you guys seeing this Austin Butler preview? I did not expect to see something this high octane at 7 a.m. on Peacock. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right.
It's not swimming related. Zach, did you have COVID in Paris?
Yeah, I think there's always some sort of bug going around. Yeah, I feel like everyone kind of ended up with COVID by the end. But yeah, I had COVID 2 days before, so I still had COVID when I raced. But yeah.
At least you got to race.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
2 days before that, if you got put out, you're out. If you tested, it was kind of by that point.
Yeah. Did you feel it? Was it something where you were like, oh, I have the sniffles sort of thing, or is it like you were flat out?
The way I'd describe it was like going into the meet, when you go through that taper kind of up and down, I got into that taper hole and then was waiting, kind of like the loading screen on Windows, that kind of vibe of being when is this going to end? And then didn't. And then I spoke to the doc and was chatting and was like, so what do you think? And he's like, if you test and it's positive, you have to quarantine. And this is the scenario. If you don't test and we don't know, will you think about it the whole time? And I was like, let me have just a sleep and see how I feel when I woke up. Woke up and was the same. And I was like, okay, right, so we'll test. And then, yeah, the rest has kind of happened. So I was like just fatigued more so, less sinusy and nasal stuff. Kind of was able to manage that reasonably well. But the other side of it have been like the fatigue was probably mostly like just managing how we spent energy. We definitely like were very aggressive on the rest in those, like once we'd found out it was like no more pace basically until race day.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Keep your powder dry, as Mel Stewart says.
Keep your powder dry. Yeah, I'm always fascinated by rehab. I want to come back to rehab, but we've got to stay focused on the 200 free because commenters really slammed me for talking through one of the semis in the 200 free yesterday. I had to go into the comments and apologize to several people and be like, "I'm sorry, people were interesting." They're like, "No, they weren't. It wasn't about that. You just need to shut up." I'm like,
yeah, we need to really commentate for this race where we've got 2 Americans, we've got 2 Australians, and Molly O'Callaghan looked pretty chill yesterday. Zach, I'm curious what you think after seeing Molly lead off in 52.7 on the 400 free relay on day 1, and then watching her through prelims and semis and taking things. I don't know. I would say she looks fine. You know, do you think she has it in the tank for this final?
I think like I would never not doubt put doubt in an Australian, to be honest. Like we saw Kaylee last night, and I think Molly's quite a similar personality to Kaylee. So it's like I think she steps up when it counts, and she's done that for the last few years. And I think tonight hopefully will be no exception. I think like obviously it's a very stacked field. Without Siobhan, I think like it'll be interesting to see who takes it out really quick tonight. But it's an exciting race.
I would look at Claire right next to Molly. She scratched the 400. Seemed like she might be dealing with the illness. She looked solid in prelims. She looked great last night in semis, 154. She's a top seed, but I think Claire will look to be aggressive. Like you said, Molly has kind of had everyone's number in this race for the last few years, I guess, with the exception of her fellow Aussie, the world record holder, Ariarne Titmus. But she's got a pretty patented back half.
Yeah.
Jack, you just swam a 200 free. We were talking about it. You were on the men's 4x2 in Berlin. What was the key? I mean, I think a 200 free on a relay is so much different than a 200 individual, but what were you focusing on in that relay to execute that 200 freestyle?
Yeah, I mean, getting just nailing that start, getting all as much, not necessarily timing it perfectly, but getting as much power from the start and carrying that speed, and then swimming with that speed efficiently, going out, not going out and slamming the legs. So not over swimming that first 100. And I think I was out in 50.3 or something and came home in like 27.3, 27.3. So held on well. So I mean, it was a nice balance of carrying that speed from the swinging start and not over swimming.
Yeah.
Molly was out 26.73. Claire just overtook at the 100 meters, 55.90. Zach, this might be Team USA redemption on Team Australia. This could happen. This could be a moment. We've needed this desperately to.
Yeah, we keep almost matching you on the medal table, and then Anna Ellent comes out of lane 1 for Germany, and no dice.
Molly's back in the lead, 125.07 at the 150.
It's Molly and Claire. Freya Colbert of Britain out in lane 7, and Ling Bingji in lane 1 are right with them too. They could definitely be in the medal hunt, but Molly's doing her thing on the
Molly's
last
dropping
50.
the hammer. This is called dropping the hammer. This is like, I'm dropping the hammer. I am an astounding talent, and I own this race.
This angle is really not conducive to knowing what's happening.
153.48 Molly for the world championship title. Weinstein drops to third. Lee was second from China, 154.1.
54.5.
54.5, excuse me. I need better reading.
Claire was 54.6. So Li Bingji of China, who also silver, she's double silver for her. She was silver in the 400, now silver in the 200 out of lane 1. She's having a great meet. And Claire, 154.6. I think that might be a best time for Miss Weinstein, but gets a bronze medal, her first international medal individually. Okay, I love this. We're talking about it yesterday, but the fact that they just hand someone a flag and let them parade, let them celebrate. It's
how many flags they got?
that's what I'm curious. Like, do they have all 8 flags ready to go? And
it's not a big marketing cost.
I just they reuse the flag.
I just love it. I called out Zach. I called out Swimming Australia at about 75 meters, and he was just like, I know what's going to happen.
I'm like 50 behind you, to be fair. Like,
oh, I thought you were just being chill. It's like, yeah, Molly's got this. She's going to drop the hammer. Mel's gonna go quiet.
Nah.
Great swim. She looks so smooth and beautiful on that final 50.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I hope she celebrates that, because I feel like some interviews I've seen, she's just so critical of herself, and so I hope that she can like be proud of herself and celebrate the gold.
Yeah, really. There was the on deck interviewer who gave her the flag. She walked by him. I don't know the etiquette of, like, is she supposed to talk to him? Is she supposed to do a lap and then talk to him? I don't know. She looked a little, she maybe potentially distraught right after she got out of the pool, but I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I hope everything's okay. Kelsey, like you said, I hope she's able to celebrate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great swim. It's a world title. 29.2, 21. 29.2, 29.1, 28.4 were her last 350s. What?
Yeah, Claire needed a bigger lead than that. The 100. Have a chance there.
I'm sorry. Is that allowed? To be fair, it's Li Bingji, 29.4, 28.9, 28.8.
I'm looking at the U.S. telecast. I'm pulling up the volume real just in case she says something interesting.
Yeah, go ahead. What does Claire have to say here on Peacock? Claire, by the way, Claire was 29.1, 29.3, 29.3. So I think that's maybe a little bit more akin to what I'm used to seeing in a 200 freestyle. Certainly, Jack, kind of what you were saying, mirroring those consistent splits a little bit. Honestly, I'm like, is there a current in this pool? How are these people splitting 28 mids on their back half? That's insane. After, I mean, it's obviously these are elite athletes, and that's kind of what they do. But I'm really impressed with these women and how they were able to come home. Wow, Mel.
Okay, yeah. So, hey, I appreciate it. I love it when athletes step up and be like, "Look, bottom line, look, I want to go 153. A little disappointed I didn't go 153, but happy with her swim, happy with the performance of world champs, all things considered, and she's going to develop. She's going to be a big player rolling up into our domestic Olympics, Los Angeles 2028. But
I mean, we forget this because Claire Weinstein has been on the international scene for the last 4 years, but this is high school senior,
Yeah.
She's 18 years old.
She's I like her consistency. She's tough, but I like the fact that she said, "Hey, I wanted a 153. I'm a little disappointed, but I appreciate it when athletes are like, let me inside their inner world and say, yeah, this is my goal time."
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I don't know. I know we're about to see backstroke, right? Like, I loved Reagan's comeback when she was interviewed. Like, just trying to, the interviewer kind of try to pin her against Kaylee, and she was like, "No, this is my plan. Like, this is about me. Don't bring it about her." And she's just like, sat back. I thought it was really well done.
Was that just at this meet last night in the 100 back?
After
okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean,
so that's my third fastest time ever. I'm gonna celebrate that. And Kaylee did what she needed to do. I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
That's what Zach. Are you watching the Channel 9 telecast? How much of an interview do you get in Australia? Post race. We're getting about 60 seconds. It's sometimes these interviews are about 30 or 45 seconds, and they're moving on. What is Channel 9 doing with your stars?
It's very, very quick as well, and like we're not always seeing the interview either. So yeah, I don't know whether it's just limited access in a small stadium, or we just had the luxury of last year where it was very much like a lot of access. Yeah,
really, that's cool.
Channel 9 partnership's great. We were, talking to Aussie stars, and they're like, "Yeah, this is free in Australia. In the United States, you got to pay to watch the stream." It's
it's free for the next 10 years, which is an awesome partnership deal. So
once again, we're loving the leadership of Rob Woodhouse.
That's incredible.
We've got I don't know how many times we've had. I guess for a top swimming nation, I don't know how many times we've had a big medalist leading a country, but Rob Woodhouse at Australia.
Yeah, it's awesome to have Rob.
Free.
Wow, that's great.
I'm refreshing my Zoom. Where are you guys at?
Let's see. I'm looking at Panjan La. Holy moly. And now I'm looking at Kyle Chalmers, who, man, this is definitely one of the events I've been most excited to see.
Especially after that 100 4x1 on the first night, like both of them going 46 was like, right, let's go.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about this with Emma McKeon when she came on, Zach, but what did you think of? Sorry, I'll ask you in a minute. This 100 freeze in the water. I don't want to disappoint our commenters again. So who's going out?
I know, but it's just, we'll be honest, it's all going to be about this final 25.
Yeah.
Pan and Kyle.
Pan is good.
Wow.
This guy on the top.
All right, so Kyle looks very solid. Flynn Salvam of Australia is pretty behind, but he's riding Kyle's hip pretty well.
I think this is Kyle's race. Kyle looks fantastic. Kyle's doing what Kyle's done historically.
Is Pan? I think Pan might be fading.
47.36 Chalmers for the win. Pan was third, 47.81.
Wow. Okay, so 7-7 for Nandor Nemeth of Hungary. He was second. So Kyle Chalmers has been working on his speed, and it showed. Is what that he told me.
That's a consistent swim. This is consistent. This is a consistent time.
Sure, but he went out. He was out. He's never been first at the 50.
True.
And I think that's what Pan taught us, right? You have to jump on it in this, and then be able to close.
Pan's 1.4 off his time.
Yeah. No, sorry. There we go.
1.4 off a 100-meter swim. Zach, you have any emotions about that? You got any feelings about that?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Jack, what do you guys think? I don't know. Most people in 100 are if you have a bad 100 swim on the international stage, you're like, if you're 0.3 or 4 off your 100 time, you're like, that was terrible. But he's way off. 47.
Yeah, he's
1.4
though.
What? Hold on, Mel. Let other people talk.
Sorry,
Jack. What do you think?
I mean, his top 3 in the semifinal. He might have been just trying to game the heat a little bit, which you might not be able to get away with in 100. And we've seen the last couple of days as well. Some of these semifinals
only two make
crazy.
it in,
between the 2 heats, and 47.94 being 5th. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in that 47 high range in this next heat. So that's 3rd is probably not safe.
Yeah, that was my thought too. I mean, Nandor Nemeth again 47.7 for 2nd, and then Pan being 47.8. That's going to be right on the line, I think.
Yeah, he just looks out of it from the beginning of the race, though, like a different swimmer from last summer.
It's hard because we do as Americans, we don't have a lot of access to China in terms of like knowing what being able to interview them, first of all, knowing how their training goes. And so we only get to see their progress at certain competitions. Whereas with other athletes, we can just talk to them more. And so Pan, like that 46.4 was obviously such an anomalous swim, 45.9 on the relay. But then, like, we see him swim this amazing 800 in season. We see him swim this amazing 200 and 400 in season. And then he comes here and, like, I think he swam the 200 free, but didn't have a good swim in prelims. I don't think he made it out of prelims. And then to, 47.8, again, as Mel said, 1.4 off. It's just, go ahead.
Maybe he's sick too, though.
Maybe he's sick too.
Can we say, here's, you're trying to game the semi, and you start off low in the water. It can be a bad swim. You can have a bad swim. God, there's so much talent. This is so stacked. I mean,
the example of that really sticks out to me is Aaron Pearsall in 2009, right? With Hunter back, where he was just like doing his chill thing and then got 9th and missed the Hunter back final, and then proceeded to break the world record leading off the relay.
The 2009 World Championships, where every time somebody fell in the water with their tech suits, it was a world record. But yeah, he had that bad swim. And his reaction was, I tried to save too much.
Yeah.
He also went the 151 200 meter back world record,
right?
Which is like seems out of reach.
Yeah. All right, so Heat 2's on the blocks. Man, Popovich in lane 4, Alexis in 7, Richards at 6, Patrick Salmon, the other American, is in 2. Whoo! Really, really interested to see how David approaches this, because we know he's got the back half, and we also know he's been working on his speed. He's swam the 50 free a lot more this season. He's coming off a world title in the 200. Kornev of Russia is out first at 22.3.
Well.
He looks good. Here comes Popovich. Jack Alexi out in lane 7 is looking like he's having a really solid swim too. I just know they're going to show a different angle, and it's going to be not what I think at all.
It's the angle you hate. We're on right now.
So I think Alexi first, Popovich second. 46.8 for both of them.
Oh, so much faster.
Oh my God.
There's only going to be.
Oh my God. 7.6 was 7th. So Kyle is it. Kyle is the one person from the first semi who made it.
Oh my God. No.
Oh.
Wow.
Devastation. Wow, this is you. That's right. You try to game your semi. You're in the wrong heat. It's slow heat, and you're trying to gauge your pace.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it felt wrong.
I've never.
And Kyle's fourth in that heat. Wow.
I've never seen that. I've never seen 1 in 7.
This has
Have
been
you guys-
That's an American record. That's an American record for
an American record. Yes, American record. He's got a lot to smile about. Maybe hopefully we'll pick up an interview and we can hear him comment on it.
Wow.
He looks great. Look at it's extension. It was perfect.
One of our commenters was saying it looked like Alexi didn't press the first 50 and built the last 50, which I mean, yeah, he came on really strong that second 50. And I think he's gone out very fast in a lot of his hundreds. And it seemed like that the swim he just had, he kind of reversed that and was able to put together maybe a little bit more of a balanced race.
I was just thinking, has that ever happened where only one moves on?
I've never seen that. Like, that's such a crazy split. 47 Guy Curie, 7th in the heat at 47.6, and 8th was 47.8. Like, they're just out. So 47.7 doesn't even make it.
Oh my God, how tight that is. 46.8, 47.6. This is going to be an exciting final.
It's nice to see Patrick Salmon in his international debut making that final.
That's a big swim for him. Man, that whole first final.
I'm listening to this interview real fast.
All right. Yeah, let's see what Mr. Alexi has to say. But man, that's unbelievable. But I'm very happy that Kyle Chalmers is in another world champ final. I think, like you said, Zach, it's hard to count. It's hard to count the Aussie out for tomorrow night. Even if he swam half a second slower than these other guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That dude knows how to do final swims.
He loves a red line. He likes chasing. So.
Okay. Speaking of which, we were talking about this last night. World record line. Do you think swimmers should be able to see the world record line during a race?
Not the world record line they show on TV, because it's just like the one that they show on TV. It's just like an average speed of that 50. It's not the actual speed, which is like really getting super technical. But like, I think, sure, if you were able to see it, because the rumor was Bobby could see it in Paris because there was a screen on one side of the pool. That was a rumor.
Oh.
Don't know if it's a trumor, but that was the rumor. So, yeah, I think like it'd be cool. I think it would make it more exciting, potentially. But like at the same time, like it's a weird sport where you're kind of like in your own head a lot of the time. So when you're in that moment, it's not necessarily like about that either. Yeah, you're not really trying to like think of something, and I don't know if it would actually push you in that high pressure environment. So I think like a lot of, I don't know, my reflection of what we've seen so far, we've seen some fast swims, but a lot of like fast swims of people that weren't swimming fast last year. The people that were swimming really fast last year, we've seen like mixed and more racing than like execution is probably the way I'd describe it. Yeah, I think like that's probably the way I'd describe like always the way after the world champs following an Olympics. It's more about who can touch the wall first. I think like the women's 100 back is a perfect example of that. Sure, they swim really fast, and those two girls are going to swim really fast pretty consistently.
Always.
But like, yeah, like it was also a race where probably they had some tactics, but really they were just trying to outrace each other. The men's 4 and 3 was another prime example of that. But like compared to the heat, to the final, the way those two swimmers looked was like very different. It's like they were swimming off each other, and you're like, okay, this is a race, and it's like exciting like that too, though.
Yeah.
Super strong swim from Burkhoff here.
No kidding. Well,
27.34. She's second.
First women's semi in just wrapped up. Lauren Cox of Great Britain, 27.2 to take the win in the first semi. She had to swim off to get into the semifinals. She tied for 16th at a prelims, won the swim off, and then just won semifinal number 1 in 27.2. Like you said, Jack, Burkhoff, strong swim second. I think she was 7.2 or 7.3. Good for them. Man, Lauren Cox is having a day. Good for her.
If anybody cares, Jack's quick interview on NBC was just basically, he was acting like a blue ribbon sprinter and just soaking it up, saying he was having fun. You know, he appreciated getting the American record, and he was talking about getting having his process and getting a massage, coming back, and no predictions on what he would go, but you know, he was enjoying himself.
Mm-hmm. I think anytime. Go ahead, Kelsey.
No, just like thinking last summer, like he struggled more in the semi, and so that's exciting to see him getting faster. Going fastest ever, and so we'll see what tomorrow's like, because he's been his best in the final.
Yeah, it's no joke when you break a Caleb Dressel record.
I was wondering.
But also,
I was wondering if Caleb's texting. You know, he not get a text from Caleb.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also been cool. You know, Cal for so long had this very established group of pro swimmers. Nathan Adrian, Ryan Murphy, Tom Shields, Natalie Coughlin. And now we're seeing this next crop of swimmers who grew up watching them and maybe shared the pool a little bit. But, you know, there's five or so men from the Cal contingent, and Keaton Jones, Gabe Jett, Jack Alexi, Dare Rose. And it's kind of cool to see them get experience on the international racing level and kind of figure things out like this, and obviously that was a prime example of that. Okay, semifinal number 2 of the women's 50 back. We got Reagan Smith. Zach, do you have any insight into why Kaylee might have opted out of this event?
No, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I haven't heard a lot from in camp, to be fair. Like, yeah, somewhat keeping my distance from missing it a bit too much.
While we're waiting for this 50, I'm just curious, Zach, culturally, how do Australians feel about breaststrokers? You know, are they separated from the team? Are they?
Yeah, we're quarantined. Yeah.
Are you always separate? In the United States, we keep them in their own separate wing, and we keep them separate from the team because it's like, you know.
You roomed with breaststrokers, Mel.
My roommates are always breaststrokers, but breaststrokers are different.
Yeah, we can be a little different.
Usually smarter. A lot of left-handers are breaststrokers. A lot of high IQs.
Yeah, is anyone here left-handed? Me too. Sorry, go ahead, Zach.
No, I think like Christian and Springer and Brenton Rickard, like the ones before Matt Wilson and I, were like, yeah, they were wicked smart. But I think everyone's a bit unique, but the breaststrokers probably get more of it than anyone else.
We're in the water right now. We're in the water.
Let's see. Reagan looks solid. Kylie Moss looks really good as well. It's going to be Reagan.
27-23 for the win for Reagan.
Li Xin Wan of China, 7-4, and Moss is right behind her. But yeah, 27-2 for Reagan. Solid swim.
Nose breathing.
Nose breathing. Totally calm. Well, and she's got a 200 fly semi later in this session as well. So she definitely has to be nose breathing. Maybe you all can speak to this. How would you handle a 50 semifinal and then later in the session a 200 semifinal? What would go through your head of like, this is what I have to do in between?
Well, at trials in 16, I had the 100 free final and then the 2 fly final or semi. 100 free semi and then the 2 fly final. And I did not handle it well. So the 2 fly was pain train.
So what did you do wrong?
I think I don't know. I made it into the 100 free final, so I did okay there. I just didn't have enough talent like Reagan does But I've done it well at Short Course Worlds. I had a 2 medley final, and then like 15 minutes later had the 2 fly final.
Okay. And
I got
I am not good at doubles in a single day. I've done it a couple times, and usually it doesn't go very well. If it's like a prelims finals, I can usually get away with it in the morning, but then it catches up with you in that second race at night. I feel like it just becomes a lactic acid production issue. If you can race without totally building up a bunch of lactic acid, then I think you can be fine and you can work through it. But it can be tough to recover if you're. I think that having the 50 first is probably favorable in that regard. I don't know if it's favorable in doing a 2 fly after a 50 though. But Reagan does that all the time. She'll be.
It looks like she's got about 25 more minutes.
Oh God. I mean, I guess that, yeah, I feel like Reagan is pretty experienced in this. I think she'll be okay.
I had a question. Just a quick question for Jack, because something I heard earlier. When you said you trained 500 free one year, I said what year did you say? Do you think that was the best thing you ever did for your 200 fly?
So it's funny because most people that know me from like NCAA racing are always like, "What, you swim butterfly?" And then people that like see me in long course racing, they're like don't, or I guess the other way around. Like short course, I was always doing backstroke. Long course, I'm usually doing butterfly for the 200s. And based on who knows me from which realm of swimming, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you did backstroke," or "I didn't know you did butterfly." But yeah, I mean that 500 training is great for 200s for sure. I definitely nowadays train a little more, 100, 200 hybrid, like, with a lot of power and sprinting. So that definitely helps with, like, in these big heats, less so in the 200 butterfly, but 200 freestyle especially, like, you can't get stuck behind that wave. If you don't go out fast enough and you get stuck behind, like, you can't get over that hump. So it's there's a balance there in being able to go out fast enough, but also finishing a 200-meter race.
Unless your name is Leon Marchand, he can get over the hump. Yeah. He did not have a wave to get over. He just had one guy to pass. One of our commenters says 200 fly should just have its own day.
Agreed. It should be its own day. The 200 fly day it should be 200 fly. The Olympic Games is just 24 hours of just how great and how powerful and how strong 200 flyers are, how impressive they are as the star athletes of swimming. I agree. Zach, how you feel about that, Zach?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm in.
Sure.
Zach,
will make everyone swim it as well.
That's true. I once
I asked
McAvoy
in a 2 fly.
I would like to see that. One time I asked Caleb Dressel like what his ideal meet lineup would be. Like, I'm like, if you could swim any meet at a championship meet or any events, like, what would you swim? And he's like, I'd have a 14-day meet and I'd swim one event a day and I'd swim every event. It's like, okay, I like that. I would love to see that. It's 2 weeks of swimming, which would get maybe a little exhausting, but you'd only have one event a day. It'd be like 30-minute sessions. So yeah, I could buy that.
We're coming up on the men's 200 fly, and they just put up World Aquatics. NBC just put up all-time performers. Luca Orlando, 4th all-time performer, 152.37. Kelsey Coleman, do you guys remember when he went the 153? I remember him being 16 when he went 153. It was something ridiculously young. It was like, you know,
16
for
or 17.
a couple days, the world stopped and Michael Phelps called him and, yeah, okay. It's been a minute. That was so long ago.
That was like leading to 2020.
Yeah,
He was going to be like an underdog, and then he got hurt.
Yeah. And then I think he got third.
Well, two separate shoulder injuries, I think, over the course of a couple of years. That'll set you back, but he's back on
He
track.
got third in a couple events, I'm pretty sure. Because I remember passing him, getting drug tested, and I'm like, that is just the worst. Like, you get third, and then you got to rub it in with a drug test.
Seriously, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna, just let me go home. Yeah. Jack, did you swim the 200 fly at Olympic trials in 2021? Were you at Olympic trials in 2021?
Yep, I think it was like 12th, semifinal. I didn't final in 2021. I had three. I semifinaled in the 2-back, 2-fly, and 2 free. But no fun. Didn't sneak in any of the finals.
And this was so. Again, you're coming off of WUGS that was in Berlin, Germany last week. Was this your first time doing semifinals?
No, like at trials last year, and I went to the Chengdu World University Games as well. So that was, I've had some exposure to that, and it's definitely like for a 200 butterfly. Like I did not manage that well. I was I think 156.6 in the morning in prelims. Like, you know, just kind of in control, and then got lost in the sauce a little bit in semifinals, and definitely lost my rhythm in the last 50 and fell to like 157.5 or something. Snuck in, tied for 7th, got a lane, and then won from lane 1. After that semifinal, I had no idea what was going to happen, but just trying to put together my best race.
Tell us a little bit about that final. We're still marching out to the blocks. How did you after that semifinal swim? You had a lane. I'm guessing there was a little bit of gratitude and like, oh, okay, I'm in. And so how do you approach that final?
I had a chance. I mean, I knew that, like, I was just trying to go the same time as that morning. Like I thought I'd be safe with a 156.5, and that would have been, you know, middle of the pack in that final. And I just did not manage the race well. So I knew going into the final that I had more in the tank. And, you know, you have that morning off. It's just, you know, that can be a tough morning, you know, like because you're thinking about the night the whole time, like you're not racing or anything. You're just kind of sitting there. So I just did my own race. I was off in the other side of the pool, so I couldn't really see much. I saw at the 150 when I like turned to my left that I was in the lead. So just like I knew they were gonna be finishing strong. So just finish the race. Like just get your hand on the wall.
Mm-hmm. And you okay, sorry, they're on the blocks. They're ready to go.
We're in the water. We're at the 15-meter.
Uh-oh. Let me refresh and see if I can catch up to Melvin. Mel, most important 50 in the 200 fly?
I think the last 50 is the most important 50. This is, your brain is off. If you're prepared for 200 fly, your brain is off. You're just on autopilot. Hang on.
Ilya Karun touches first at the 50.
24.46 out.
Yeah.
Just when they were parading out. Ooh.
He's already behind.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's Luca's already pulling even.
Yeah.
He looked a little tight walking out.
I mean, you know, he's got a fair amount of pressure on him.
Got a lot of pressure on him. He's 53.35 at the 100 now. He's taken over the lead. Ooh, this is his race. He's in control. Could we see a 151 here? It looks like we might be on the way to a 151.
That'd be a freaking sensational back half. He'd have to be what, 58.6?
Wait, just give it his
29.8. 29.8. Let's see, 121.8.
121.87.
28. Oh, right there. Wasn't it 53.8?
Yeah. So he was 53.3, I think, at the 100.
He looks fantastic. He's not slowing
Yeah.
off. His tempo's there.
He's absolutely in control.
Ships
We
are
have to
high.
remember his underwaters are second to none, and he was coming off of every turn way ahead.
We're into the final 15. He's dying. He's tying up. He's getting super
He's
tight.
fine. 151.8.
I called it.
He did.
He popped a 151. This is legend range. This is icon range. That's crazy.
That's an American record.
That's an American record, buddy.
Phelps' record.
He just popped Phelps.
Woo!
That's good for him. Good for him. Wow. Well earned. This guy has suffered for so
number
many
2
years.
all time then, right?
Yeah. Is he faster than Leon? I don't think so. I think Leon was 151 low. Right?
I'm double checking it. I'm sorry. You should know that. Are you checking it real fast?
Yeah, I'm checking it. But I think he's number 3. I think he passed Phelps. Leon was 151.2 in Paris. So Milak, Leon, and Luca.
Pull those splits as soon as you get them, please.
I got him.
Came home at 29 low.
Let's hear him.
30.0.
Yeah. They're loading. Sorry.
30.0,
Yeah.
28.
This
is backwards. 30.0, 28.52, 28.34, 25.0.
So he really faded on that final 50. Yeah, he was tying. He was tying up. His arms were here. He was getting really short.
You're gonna.
He was getting short. Yeah. So that tells me that if he's really turned on, he can be in the 151 range, 151 low range with some more bass.
I'm so sorry. I overreacted. Didn't pass Phelps. Phelps was 151.5. I get Phelps's 2 fly and Pearsall's 2 back confused. Pearsall was 151.9. Didn't pass Phelps. I'm just spreading lies and misinformation. No American record.
But if we're going,
Phelps was 151.5.
If we're going by,
it's a really good
non-tech suit, non-tech suit. Remove the tech suits from the all-time performing list.
Textile number 3 all time.
Number 3 all time. There you go.
So Krzysztof Mieleski of Poland trains at USC 152.6 for silver. Great swim. Harrison Turner of Australia 154.1 for bronze. Zach, who the heck is that?
Yeah, Harry made his first team last year for short course and had an absolute monster swim at trials to get on the team because our 2 flyers kind of been struggling for the last little bit. I think since Nick Darcy hasn't really been on a world stage for a long time. So yeah, it was awesome. Our qualifying time was quite difficult compared. It's close to our national record. So he broke the national record in the process of making the team, and now he's not on the team. And then I'm looking at his splits, and he absolutely went for it and hurting on the way home, but he had enough room to get there. So it's awesome to see young athlete out of Nudgee in Brisbane. So it's awesome to see.
No kidding.
Trained with him for a little bit too. When I was with Vince, his program also ran out of the same pool, so he'd often jump across, and he was an awesome hard worker. So it's awesome to see him have that success on a world championship level and step up.
Seriously, that's great. He was 31-1 on coming home. So he was, like you said, he went for it. He was absolutely hurting, but he was third after the first 50 and all the way for the rest of the race. Ilya Karun just touched behind him in 154.3. Carson Foster was 5th. Forgot he was in that heat, honestly, but had a really solid swim, 154.6. He was just half a second out of the medals. So I think that bodes well for Carson's IMs, which we'll see him later in the session, 200 IM semi. What's up, Mel? You got something?
No, I'm waiting for the interview. I want to hear his reaction. I'm hoping we're in for an emotional reaction in this interview.
Yeah, knowing NBC, we won't get one.
I mean, I don't know about that. It's just going to be quick, but
I'm just kidding.
This is,
we do.
it's a performance of his life, and
I hope we do.
He's small.
He's not super tall.
No.
Luca?
No, I mean, I always think pound per pound with athletes, certain athletes. I'm like, this is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think 200 flyers have changed since the days of the Albatross and gold medal Mel. I mean, Milak is not an overbearing guy. Leon certainly isn't. Luca, I think they're all about the same size.
The interview's coming up. Let me here you go. I'm going to turn my mic off and turn their volume up.
Talking to Luca Orlando. He's draped in an American flag. Again, great marketing tool. I really just love seeing like people getting to celebrate that and getting to celebrate their country, and it makes for great photos. But I am curious as to if they have all 8 flags behind each final. But I mean, I guess
be allowed to wear the non-represented countries flags, or they have an NAB flag.
That's a good question. I don't think we've had any neutral athletes medal so far. We've certainly seen a lot of them in finals, but I've kind of been keeping track of that because this is the first time since 2021 that we've seen Russian and
Belarus.
I'm sorry, where is Ilyich? Belarusian athletes competing on a world stage.
He was just sorry about that. He's they want to break in. I wasn't paying attention to you guys. He was it's the same rehash. He talks about his 6 years. So 6 years ago, shoulder injury, and the long process coming back. And his opinion was, once he was past that first 2 months in recovery, he felt like he was fine. It was just a matter of time before he would get back to this moment. And but yes, it looks like he's elated and a little bit in his head and in his emotions right now. So yeah, happy moment. But that was it.
Well, thanks for letting me join, guys. I'm gonna hop off.
Absolutely. It was great seeing you again, Kelsey.
Thanks.
Kelsey.
See ya. Wow, what a swim. That was good stuff. 1, 2,
50 breast.
3. And we've got just the man for it. Zach, tell us about your thoughts of the 50 breast. How would you approach a 50 breast?
I wouldn't get myself in the position, I don't think. Yeah, I think like these guys are a lot taller and a lot stronger typically than I am. I think it's good to see Kirill Pagoda back on like his 100 heat, especially, was really impressive. Yeah, sorry, I'm just watching it. They've just dove in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shaden getting third.
Hey.
Elliot.
Wow. Zach, I don't want to spoil anything, but we got our first, you were just talking about him. And we were just talking about this. We have our first, neutral athlete getting on a medal podium at this World Championships. Simona Cerasuolo of Italy, 26.5, gets the win, and Kirill Pagoda gets in there for silver, and then Chen Haiyang for the bronze.
Wow.
So it's very interesting to me. Again, no Adam Peaty, obviously, and this event has gotten a lot deeper, but 26.5 to win, not a lot, not faster to me. And it's interesting how I think it's moving along, but we saw Chen 26.2 2 years ago, and then 26.5 to win. I think without Peaty, it's just a little, it lacks a little in terms of top times.
I think like you see it when you progress heats to semis. when you're missing some of those top athletes, it kind of allows more, I don't want to say lack of depth, but it allows like some potentially more outsiders into it. I guess, or the people who potentially are sitting outside that top 16 from their seeded heats to get into those progress. And I think that's probably a reflection of that as well, where you drag a lot, like Petey being in that mix is dragging the whole field forward and forcing, I guess, people to swim faster and faster. I think it'll be interesting now that we've had the addition of 50s at the Olympics to see whether it does progress, whether, you know, now that I've asked Mel a bit about Adam and stuff, it's like, does focusing on the 50 work? Some people think yes. Obviously, Cam thinks absolutely. I think like it depends on your physiology, and I think like, yeah, I think that's going to be a really interesting piece of being like potentially people looking to extend their career focusing on a 50 and probably not doing a 50 PB because they're not doing what they've done in the past that's helped them with the 50, but they've been an off event and almost been that mental side of it, being relaxed and enjoying the presence of a 50 and been like kind of a celebration of, in a way. I don't know, growing up, you kind of like see those as not off events, but well, it's not the main thing.
Fun events.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I was excited to talk to you for many reasons, but one of which is that you've been with Mel Marshall. You've been training with Mel Marshall for this season. How's that been?
Awesome.
What's it? I mean, new coach, new location.
Yeah. Awesome, Mike. I'm loving the Gold Coast. Obviously, like we didn't quite get there at the end, but I think like she's definitely taking a 4-year point of view of like how do we get the best from out in LA. So for me, like it's a very different approach, and being 26 and not 22 is hard to like differentiate that mindset. I think sometimes like even when the decision was made to withdraw from World Championships, it was like, what do you want to do? Is it your 22-year-old self like talking and being stubborn and wanting to be ego driven and run through it, or is it the sound mind of how do we get there in 4 years' time, really to the best of our ability and not burn ourselves out? So it's been really like well-rounded, I guess, and not what I expected at all. And like I wouldn't have been on the team without her this year. Like I think mentally and physically we went in with a lot of challenges and probably baggage from the last 8 years that we just kind of pushed away. That yeah, she's been awesome to just tick one thing after the other, and I'm really grateful to be in this program and like really excited. Like going from not coaching any of us to having 4 on the team is, you know, a testament to who she is as year 1. So I think like we're a squad of 14, so hopefully there's more and more on the team.
Which 3 other athletes was it?
Nash, Ella Ramsey, and Josh Edward Smith. Nash Wilkes, who sadly got DQ'd, but he's up later tonight in the mixed medley relay.
Okay.
Swimming breaststroke, and then Josh Edward Smith, who swam the 100 back, just missed the semi. He was 20th, but his main event's the 2 back, so it's coming up I think tomorrow. And then Ella Ramsey, who's 2 AM, 4 AM, 2 breast, 100 breast, and hopefully a couple of relays. Yeah. So
yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for her first year down under.
Who was instrumental in bringing Mel Marshall to Swimming Australia?
I mean, there was whispers and rumors, not trumors, a couple of years ago that it was all kind of like happening and luring her out here, because she always loved, I don't want to speak for her, but like she always loved being on the Gold Coast. And like I came and
they went to training camps there, and when she was in Loughborough.
Yeah, so she was when she was at Loughborough, obviously Dave McNulty's program came out as well, and they'd kind of come out at similar times. So you'd have Jimmy and Dino come out, and then you'd also have like Mel's crew with Adam and that whole crew, and like, you know, they'd take over the pool for a lot of it. So yeah, like she loved it, and like I was very lucky. I got to train with her a few times when they were out here, and yeah, like I think she somewhat fell in love. But I did ask her why now, and she had an opportunity to come out here. It was the right timing. It was kind of, she thought that Loughborough had run its course a little bit with her personally, and she needed a new challenge. And yeah, I think like it is a challenge being in a very different environment, halfway across the world, away from your family and friends. It's like, yeah, it's all new. But yeah, I think, you know, she often will look around the pool, and like we train here on the Gold Coast where the Commonwealth Games was, and it was like we're right on the Broadwater. Like it's the best. It's an awesome place just to be. And like even if you're not swimming, it's just like you look around and you go like, how awesome is this place just to live? So the fact that we get to train in that environment every day, and it's like the best, one of the best facilities I believe in the world, it's like, yeah, unreal. And she always harps that into us, that she's really grateful to be here.
Big talent acquisition. It seems like she knows how to lead stars. For anybody in the United States who has no understanding of the Gold Coast, it is how would you describe it? It's the Riviera of Australia. It is is that a good description?
Yeah, I mean, like it's like if California wasn't like if you went to California, it wasn't as dirty and busy as it is.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but I would say I competed there at Pan Pacific Championships. Accurate.
Yeah. I mean, like it's changed a lot. Like a lot of people have migrated from Melbourne and Sydney and stuff now, so the Gold Coast is like up and coming, and like building a lot of sports precincts too down here, which is like really, really exciting before 32. Because it's kind of like, I don't know how much people know about Brisbane 32, but like the context of that will be much more, not just Brisbane, because Brisbane's quite a small place. It's going to be like very much southeast Queensland all the way up to Rockhampton, which is like a 6 to 8 hour drive from Brisbane. So it's a fair way up north. Yeah, or maybe closer to 10, but yeah, so it's all, yeah, cool kind of. It'll be much more spread out than I think typically, probably similar to Paris in that sense. But I believe some events are going to be on the Gold Coast. They've still yet to announce a few bits and pieces, but yeah, starting to build some sporting precincts for teams to host them down here.
That's really exciting. That's Mel. I'm curious. Do you know the range of LA events? I mean, we know that swimming and track are going to be in SoFi Stadium, which is, I mean, that's pretty much primetime LA. But I mean, do you know how wide it'll be for 2028?
My understanding is down to San Diego. That's it. I'm so myopic. I'm so focused on aquatic sports. I don't really think about it. The one thing that most people don't think about is swimming has always been first on the Olympic program. And I think we benefited greatly from that because, but now we're going to be in that second week. And what happens with viewership at the Olympics is you don't have an Olympics for 2 years. We stagger our winter and summer. So viewership, because there's this scarcity, it goes way up, and everybody watches because they just want to watch the Olympics, and you get swimming.
Yeah.
But viewership kind of goes, it's like a curve. It goes like this, and then it goes like this, and then it levels off. And that's in that second week. So we're not going to get that bump of just everybody tuning in. That's a little bit,
everyone being like,
that's
Olympics.
A little bit different. So our viewership numbers are going to be interesting in LA. We're behind the blocks now.
I mean, but I guess worldwide that's a factor. But I mean, I think in America, the bump is going to be higher all around.
You're
correct.
Better. It's better to have a domestic Olympics. You're always. It's good. It was the LA Olympic Games in 1984 created a lot of big stars. Registration nearly tripled in the post 4 years after 1984 in swimming. Domestic Olympics are great. We're in the first semi of the women's 200 butterfly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're looking at Caroline Bricker behind the blocks from Stanford, NCAA champion. and national champion this year in the women's 200 fly, which was a bit of a surprise. There's Elizabeth Deckers of Australia. Those two swimmers are in lane 5 and 6. Castelluzzo. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
What, Zach? I'm so sorry. I'm so misinformed. What's the story on Castelluzzo? Because I saw that name. She's the second seed in this. I don't know much about her either.
She has been, like, I guess, in the mix for the last few years, and then started a new coach end of last year when Peter Bishop left to go overseas. So Craig, their assistant, who was the assistant at SASI, is now the head coach at South Australian Institute of Sport, SASI. So she's now under Craig, and all reports is she's doing really well and kind of blossomed with that relationship, because I think my understanding was she's always had a good relationship with Craig, and it's really developed now that he's moved into a head coach role and has a little bit more freedom to kind of do what he likes. And then obviously Carl leaving that program, and then you had like the likes of Maddie Wilson as well, and a couple of others, and Meg Harris kind of like probably somewhat pull that light, I guess. So I think, yeah, now she's just coming into her own, and she was on a world short course team last year and did really well. And yeah, we're seeing her come into her own. I think she's put in a few really good 200 freestyles, a few good 200 flies as well. And this is like, yeah, awesome. But I think like Lizzie being a late addition to the team as well has always been class and was really very, very good last year as well. So yeah, and she's moved programs as well.
I mean, a lot of movement, which I feel like maybe that's a little more common overseas than it is in the US. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Deckers, speaking of which, having a great swim in this first semifinal. She is over a body length ahead of the field. She is going to get in there to touch first at 2:06.1.
Fast.
Woo!
2:06.13. Bricker 2:07.86.
Castelluzzo third. So the two Aussies and the American 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So we don't see another repeat of that 100
And Deckers is rocking the one beat kick for the butterfly.
Her stroke was, I was just watching her stroke and just like so locked in on it, because she was, in terms of like losing no inertia. Like her inertia was just, it's just like her energy is so consistent going forward. There was no hitch, zero hitch in her stroke. It's just,
wow. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the
Looked like she could do that for 400.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's just a perfect stroke. People always wonder how, stroke. I think breast and fly are, people think it's 200 of those events are painful, but it's really just timing, leverage, and getting it correct. Because if you do it right, you're swimming downhill. It's the difference between good and great. I don't know. Ask Zach.
Well, it's also like she would come up, but then immediately just float on top of the water, right? Like that kick would just propel instead of like this motion. She was just doing that.
I think there's a second kick in there. There's just no. It's just. There's nothing behind it. It's just roll.
Yeah, the legs are just there for balance.
So you're seeing that one beat. That one beat kick was here. That one beat kick was big on the front end.
Yeah. Wow. Super interesting. I would not have noticed that.
It's your 200 butterfly, Coleman. Just so everybody knows, if you dig,
I competed at sectionals.
If you dig into anybody, the people who work at SwimSwam, and you talk to them long enough, you find out that they're all 200 flyers and 400 IMers. We've had sprinters work with us before who will be unnamed.
They don't work out.
They can't make it. The grind, it's too much grind. They just like
not a good cultural fit.
It's true. It's like I don't want. I mean, it's facts are facts. That's the data tells you what's going on.
Yeah, it's SwimSwam runs deep in 200
In there,
butterfly.
right?
I'm looking at UZD right now of China, 12 years old. She's already gotten a 4th place finish in one event, 200 IM. Sorry, she was 4th in the 200 IM earlier in the meet. Almost medaled. I think 600ths away from winning a medal. Now she's in this 200 fly semifinal. Really crazy to see this trajectory of this 12-year-old swimmer.
Did you guys see
is wrecking
the
it.
16-year-old Japanese guy that went to a 6?
Shin Ohashi
Yeah.
and is not here.
Crazy. That's that same meet that Yamaguchi broke the world record at. 270.
Oh, same meet.
It's that high school meet.
Yeah. It's that high school meet that they go all out for, apparently.
Crazy.
Yeah, what did you think of those swims? Because he also 2-3 weeks later went 58.9.
Yeah, I think it was 58.9. Yeah. I only saw the 206, but yeah, I was like, wow, that's a pretty crazy world junior record. Like, to go anywhere near that's insane. And like, yeah, it's just I think it'll be like, I'm going to race Japan Open, so hopefully get to race him at the end of the year would be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that, and obviously like puts in pretty good stent for Pan Pacs next year too.
Yeah, Pan Pacs in sunny Southern California with a lot of dirt, as said. No, Pan Pacs in Irvine, really excited for that. So the Japan in Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo Aquatic Center in end of November, start of December.
Is that an
Starts
easy
on the
flight for
29th.
you guys?
Yeah, it's 8 hours straight, and it's just the same time zone virtually.
Really far.
Yeah, so far.
Same time
It's
zone.
good.
That's crazy.
Pretty tight heat in the second semifinal at the 100.
Yeah,
Everyone within
It's a freeze.
0.4, down like top 6 competitors within 0.4.
Oh wow, no kidding. Yeah, Helena Bach is in the lead at the 100, but yeah, like you said, they're all kind of right in a line.
A lot can happen on that last 50.
So I mean, Summer, I'm assuming she's in control. She's kind of moving up on this third 50. Reagan looks solid. Ellen Walsh of Ireland is in there, but she's starting to fade a little bit. UZD of China seems to be moving up a little.
133.58 McIntosh to the 150. Smith had dropped into third.
Huge underwater for Reagan going into that last 50.
Whew. And again, Reagan's coming off that 50 back semi, but she looks solid. She's taken it to Summer. I mean, Summer's pulling ahead these last 25 meters, but Reagan putting up a strong showing here.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of waited until the last 75 to make their move.
Yeah. So McIntosh 206.2, 206.9 for Reagan. Then Walsh, Emily Richards got in there 207.7. Bach 207.9. UZD I think was 208 low. I think she's out of it.
I just feel like Summer's done a 206 in practice. She looked. I mean, she was just like. I mean, there's breathing through your nose, and then there's legit like that was nothing. That was on autopilot in my semi. That looked easy.
Yeah, they both don't look like they're that gassed.
Yeah. Reagan looked easy too. It looked really easy. How did
Summer looks like she just warmed up.
How did the 12-year-old do?
She didn't make it. I'm sorry. She 8th. She's 8th. So I'm sorry. That was another case where so Brittany Castelluzzo's 9th. So again, this is another case where six people made it from the second semi and only 2 from the first semi.
Lots to be learned in this post-Olympic year.
Wow.
I got called out in the comments because I said 12-year-old, I don't know about that, and people just. I looked at the comments later and they crushed me. I have to say, I was thinking Yi Shi-wen, and I was thinking Yi Shi-wen as a 12-year-old performing, and someone said no, she didn't. She didn't perform until she was 15, and I mixed it up because I thought Yi Shi-wen was on the national team. She was on the national team when she was 12, but they were right. So I had to go in and say, I'm sorry. Yes, we have stars that are 12 years old and sometimes pop off, but I can't think of anybody from the U.S. in history that was on the national team at 12. I think Tracy Calkins was back in like back in the 1970s, but it's always been they show signs of talent at 13 and then they turn on 14 and then they
Amanda Beard was 14, right?
Right.
I think
12.
Katie Hoff was 14.
Legitimately, 12 is young, and I always worry about 12-year-olds because I feel like you start popping off at 12. How long can you last? I feel like swimming's a tough sport.
Yeah, no, and that's hard, but she's having a heck of a meet here. She's in there for 8th.
Well, we love it when people are young and start rising fast. It's good for the fan base.
I'm gonna jump off.
Zach, thank you so much for joining. It's been great talking to you. Take care.
Too. Catch up. See ya.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Have a good night.
So we've seen, we almost never see 6-2 splits like this. And we've seen, this is the 4th, I think, of this meet. When we saw a 7-1 split earlier this session too. That's, so that's just really unusual. I don't even know what to attribute that to or what that means. But I guess it's usually, I think it's all been 2 from the first semi and 6 from the second semi. And so people are taking note, obviously. Yeah. Wow. I'm amazed, but it took 2:07.95 from UZD to make it back into this final. I mean, this is an event, the women's 200 fly internationally. This is an event where sometimes there's 17 competitors in the event, and there's barely even a need for prelims. And this was a exceedingly competitive field. There was 15 swimmers under 211 and 11 swimmers under 210. So this is going to be a really good final, and looks like it could be quite close, especially maybe behind Summer for those silver and bronze medals.
Yeah, and we saw Tess Howley go pair of 205s last week in Berlin. It's a lot of depth in that event right now internationally.
I totally forgot about that. So Wugs was a surprising meet to me, and I think a lot of our commenters were saying like it was the perfect warm up for World Championships because there was some really sensational swims there. So just being on Team USA in Berlin for a week, but can you tell us a little bit about your just general experience there, Jack, and how it was for you?
I mean, first off, I love that pool. That
okay.
It's 3 meters deep. Nice easy walls, like they have bulkheads, but it goes all the way down to the bottom, so like you can see the corner. I like to just spot the corner down at the bottom of the pool, and sometimes when there's a bulkhead, it's like it's not, you're not actually looking at the right corner, so then you just look at the bottom of the bulkhead or something. But all around, I really like that pool. In regards to Team USA, like the energy was awesome. We had so many swimmers and people swimming every event essentially. So I was very impressed with the sustained energy throughout the whole 7-day meet, every single event, both sessions. You had people taking some sessions off if they were racing in the next session, but people were showing up, and that's a testament to the NCAA system and NCAA meet and like conference meets, like SECs. Like it's honestly just so exhausting being in the cheer squad. So all those athletes for Team USA were used to that and brought that to Berlin. And the cowbell in the team area when you're going down to the call room, like that is honestly the best. Probably one of my favorite feelings. Just have everyone cheer for you and everybody in the big gymnasium team area stopping and saying, okay, Team USA is going up.
We need more cowbell always. Yeah. I love Kate Campbell. I love that she said that. I love that she, gave some fuel to the fire of like a very fun and a very historic Australian and American rivalry. I think it's really silly that commenters got so riled up about it. Like it was good fun, but yeah, cowbell. I love the lore, and I love that that's how Team USA is in the house.
Yep. Yeah, it gasses everyone up. So I think that was great.
I mean, and just talk about dominance at that meet. I mean, America just ruled the medal table. And so you mentioned you went to WUGS in Chengdu in what year was that? 2023?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was like a self-funded trip. Many of the athletes paid their own way. Many of the coaches paid their own way. So can you contrast the two? Because I'm guessing that was probably a bit of a different experience from last time to this time.
Definitely looking at the performance, we came away with like 2 or 3 medals versus 50 last week. Like that's a big difference. I honestly, I've been on a couple international trips. Like I went to the Pan American Games as well. And that Chengdu trip was really special just because of how, it was kind of like we were underdogs. Like it wasn't like, you went out and were fourth, third and fourth at trials or nationals. It's kind of more constrained by who could get there. We still had a very good squad. It's just not at that same level, but just how everyone came together as a team, and that was probably more similar to how USA Swimming does like Worlds and the Olympics, where there's a staging camp and everything. Like we were together for 3+ weeks.
Oh wow! Okay.
Just because huge time difference. So we got to Chengdu about a week in advance or so, and then stayed through the whole like closing ceremonies and everything, and had a short little camp at USC beforehand as well. So I mean, it was like Pan Am's and this World University Games. It's much more compressed schedule just because you're just kind of in and out. So I was like that how everyone came together as a team for that meet was really cool. And it was kind of like a ragtag group of underdogs. And I think that kind of going into that meet with that vibe, like we knew we weren't going to be getting 50 medals. But it was we've got Keaton Jones and Tommy Janton on this world's roster that went to that meet. Like huge, great opportunity for experience, and like myself as well. I went into the 2 free seated first and ended up placing 5th, and was a full second off my best time, and was really hard to do that. To have that experience, but I've taken that experience and got gold last week and bronze at the Pan American Games after that. Like you kind of have to go through the mud sometimes to get there. So I really valued that trip. And I think there's another World University Games in 2027. I'm not sure what USA Swimming is going to do funding wise, but I think it's in Asia somewhere. So I'm guessing it'll probably be the same way where people are going to have to fund themselves. That's just speculation. I have no idea, but I would, if for anyone watching, I'd say like if you're trying to make those big teams and you don't, and you can get that trip funded, externally, it's a phenomenal experience.
That is great insight. I really appreciate hearing all that. I don't want to make the commenters upset. We got men's 2IM semi in semifinal number 1 in the water. They're on the last 50. It's Kosh leading. Foster, his training buddy, is just a second behind him. Matsushita of Japan is behind them. I think he's out in lane 3.
It was about 40 minutes ago that Foster was swimming the 200 butterfly final, and he's finishing this race well.
Oh wow!
Actually, there's some other people coming in hot.
He is making up ground on Kosh, but it looks like it's going to be Kosh, Carson, and Matsushita. So Matsushita of Japan, 400 IM Olympic medalist, touches first 57.1, Kosh 57.2, Carson 57.4. The other Japanese swimmer 57.5.
There's a 157.6 in there too. I think we're going to see another interesting spread with semifinals.
Yeah, so it'll be right. Yes, I guess again, we'll be really interested to see how the second semi goes now that everyone knows. Okay, 57 mid. It's like the time to beat. Are we going to see like 6 156s in the next heat or something? But that was a really tight final. A lot of 157 lows to mids. Wow.
I feel like these spreads that we're seeing on semifinals, are kind of like what you mentioned, where that second heat gets to watch everybody and they're like, oh wow, they went pretty fast. Like we got it. We can't mess around. So then, that whole heat, rises to the occasion. I think that's always fun, trying to game like prelims with the circle seated heats. If you're in that third circle seated heat, you're kind of watching what people are going. You're like, okay, this got to be around this time, and second or third in that heat to make that A final. It's a fun game to play. That makes things interesting.
I totally agree. And Mel, could we bring you back in for this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're bringing Mel back in. I'm curious on you guys' thoughts. So 2028, we've got 50s of stroke. We got 9 days of swimming at the Olympics. Should there be, because I mean, this meet alone, I think, is making a very compelling case for yes. I was a big proponent of no. I don't think there should be semifinals of 200s. Mel, I know when you swam in the Olympics, people might not know this, there was not semifinals in the 200s. There wasn't semifinals, period.
We were wimpy.
But what do you think, Jack? Should semifinals, 200 semifinals at the Olympics?
Yeah, so I'm really good at getting up and going in the morning. Pretty much all of my best times. Actually, I'm sure all of my best times are in the morning, with the exception of the 100 butterfly. I did that in semifinals of Olympic trials last year. But, I'm really good at just getting after it in the morning. And especially when you're just trying to make the A final, that's, sometimes you have to do that. And I usually struggle doing it again at night. Okay. When it's top 16 down to top 8, it's a lot easier to, just make top 16 in the morning and then, throw it down at night, and then you have 24 hours. Personally, I do like it from a putting your best race together standpoint. I got it. It was a little dicey in that semifinal last week for me in Berlin, but ultimately it benefited me. I probably wouldn't have gone a 155.5 in that, at that evening session on the first of the 2 days. So I think it's easier to put your best race together. If you're at the top, it's probably harder in the middle and lower.
Yeah.
Because you have to race three times.
Semifinals are about one thing. It's about television time. Swimming is one of the 3 crown jewels at the Olympic Games, and I think we're going to keep that there. SwimSwam is following up with World Aquatics to unpack how they're going to use the 50s, how it's going to impact overall number of athletes in the event. So we're going to have a complete unpacking, but everything with 50s and we're keeping semis is all about TV time and more TV time on the Olympic stage for swimming. We're on the blocks now for the second flight of the semi men's 200 IM, and this is a stacked heat.
Yeah.
What's Marchand?
Okay, I want to come back to this semi conversation. Marchand's popping a 156 easily, but I think the real question is how many people are going to dip under that 157.2, 157.3 barrier that the top 2 or 3 guys in the first semi were, because there are 6 guys who could do it in this heat, undoubtedly.
Going for it.
Yeah, Shane looks good. I love the Shane Casas progression. I loved where he's come from and where he is now. Ahead of world record pace.
23.88
by a second.
23.88 on the 50 on the touch for Shane, but then Marchand pops up ahead of him.
That scares me a little.
Going for
really 23.8 is really fast.
And then he comes. Yeah, Marchand just crushed that backstroke leg.
Shane.
23.8 is a good. I mean, a decent split going out in your 100 butterfly.
It is.
Look at this.
Wow.
Ooh, whoa.
So Marchand is well under 200 IM world record pace. And let's give this context. This is his second swim of the meet, the first being prelims this morning. He and his coach decided only to focus on the 2 IM and 4 IM at this meet. They said, hey, why not swim a fresh 200 IM? And clearly Marchand is taking full advantage of this opportunity. He's a body length ahead.
Yeah. His feet are ahead of the world record line.
Yeah,
Is he going to shut it down, or is he going to go for it all the way to the end?
Wow.
He probably doesn't even know that he's under world record. Or I mean, he probably knows.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure the crowd is going nuts at this point. Oh my God, he's so far ahead of it. He's going to destroy it. 152?
152.69.
Oh my God. 152.6?
Oh, that was a very that's a very big play. So what's gonna that's the first
a lane line.
Yeah,
152.69, and the first heat of the 200 IM is gonna get crushed. What is the breakdown on that?
157.2 was 4th in that heat.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I've got results right here. Carson is 8th, just snuck in at 157.49. 157.51 is out.
Wow.
Sheesh Louise.
Oh
my God.
There were 3 heats of the 200 IM. There was the first heat, there was the second heat, and then there was Marchand swimming.
Good Lord. 152.69. World record that stood for 14 years, and he just broke it by 1.5 seconds.
It was time for that record to go. Let's wait. If we're all being honest, everyone's like, this record needs to go. So here's the question. How much time did he take off after the Olympics? It was pretty good. He took a pretty healthy break.
He took a very healthy break, and then he was at home in France, and he took a healthy break. And I'm sure he did sponsorship stuff, and he had fun, and he had a good time. And then he went to Australia, and he trained with Dean Boxall for the first 3 to 5 months, for at least 3 months. And he was there with Thomas Chacon and maybe Alberto Rossetti. There was another Italian who was there with them, but and then he went to Bob. He went to taper camp, I guess, for 3 months.
But I mean, we saw him in a pro swim, and he was like, everyone's like, Marchand's at a pro swim, and it's like he's tired. He's not gonna. They're like, he's not gonna be popping off fast swims here. So this was a bit of a question mark. We didn't know what was going to happen at this World Championships, and now we know.
Oh my God! Aptly, our commenters are saying still no swimmer has gone 153.
That's pretty awful. All right, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Mel's popping off for just a minute. Wow. 152.69. That is freaking incredible.
155.1 from Casas.
Yeah.
He got, like, that's still a pretty outstanding swim, and just like wasn't even in the race.
It's yeah, seriously. I mean, that we stopped paying attention to him after about the 75 mark. But truth be told, a really good swim for him, but the splits were just so a little bit wonky. He was out so quickly, and he kind of fell a little on the backstroke, but he had a great breaststroke leg and a great freestyle leg. But holy moly, Leon. I barely know what to think about this swim.
Do you think he would have gone faster had he seen the world record line? Going back to that discussion,
Leon,
if he'd seen that, like, he couldn't even see it. It was at his feet.
I don't think so. I think he went about as fast as he could. Yeah. My brain's still just trying to process this right now. Again, Bob Bowman with 50% of the final. Leon Marchand, Shane Casas, Hubie Koch, and Carson Foster. Yee, that is staggering. Yeah, and then again, you've got Duncan Scott, Tomoyuki Matsushita of Japan, and Louis Clareburt and Wang Shun are also all in the final as well. Heat. Yeah, that'll be a
fun race tomorrow.
That is loaded. Yeesh. Yeah. That's crazy. I can't believe that. 152.69. 152. If you're just tuning in, Leon Marchand just went 152.69 in the 200 IM.
$30,000 for a world record. It's got the
30. Oh, good for him. Well earned.
Yeah, that's a good incentive to go for it in semifinals.
Seriously. Yeah, he was feeling it. And again, I mean, tomorrow in finals, it's only his third swim of the meet. Yeah, we have to keep in mind that he would have had 3 200 flies before this, had semifinal 200 IM had he chosen to swim that race. So, wow, that is such a fast swim. Have you? Do you ever swim a 200 IM?
I was trying to get the trials cut last year. I was trying to get as many trials cuts as I could. I think I ended up with 7. That 2 IM was going to try and be my 8th. I wasn't going to swim it because it conflicts with the 100 fly, but I think I think the cut's like a 203 mid or something. I think I was 204. I was pretty close. It's my breaststroke split. I've got 3 great pieces of a medley, but I actually am really good at breaststroke pull as well. I just can't kick. It's the kick. I gotta go backwards on the kick. So
yeah, you gotta get the Ilya Shamanovich super narrow kick down.
You're probably right. Or just honestly just don't kick.
Right. Yeah. Just kind of like pull your legs behind.
Yeah.
That's I think that'd be a good. Someone's asking. I assume Leon gets another 30K if he breaks the world record again in finals. If he didn't, that'd be a crime.
Yeah.
that'd be World Aquatics stealing 30K from him. I mean, yeah, I think that's how it's always worked.
Paycheck at World Cup, so
yeah,
he's probably it's not like that. That's pennies, but he's probably rolling it a little bit.
He's got Louis Vuitton. He's got Louis Vuitton money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Leon's fine, but you can't just not pay someone.
Yeah.
for throwing down the best swim of all time.
Let's see here. I'm just jumping over here. How close are we to being in the water?
I'm looking at Italy, the top seed for this mixed medley relay, behind the blocks. So we've got Russia, or I guess the neutral athletes B, China, Canada, Italy, France, Australia, a couple other teams as well. Sorry, I missed it. No United States in this mixed medley final. They were 10th out of prelims. Japan and Poland are those other two in 7 and 8. But So we're going to see how swimmers approach this. We've got Kaylee McEwen for Australia leading off. Okay, so while we're getting ready for this relay, everyone's asking, is Leon breaking the world record in the 400 IM? Is he going to make 90K after he breaks another world record in the 2 IM final and then another in the 4 IM final? At this point, why not?
Plus, I think you get like 10K just for winning an event too. It's like 8 or 10K, I think. So
yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys pop over? I just popped over to the comments about Team USA not making the final, and these comments are brutal.
Well, as to be expected.
As to be expected.
I don't want to hate myself or others that much this morning.
I'm sorry, that was too negative. Let's focus on this race.
So we're in the water right now. Who is that? Poland in lane 8. Oh, Poland is leading off with Xavier Maszuk, who's an elite level backstroker. He looks really good right now. Lane 1, neutral athletes of B, leading off with Myron Leventsev. And they've got Kiro Prigoda on breaststroke too, who just won a medal in the 50 breast. So keep your eye on lane 1. They're good. They've got a good first 2 swimmers. But again, the mixed medley relay, this is always kind of a
51.78 on the leadoff. Do you see that?
51.78 from Myron Leventsev. He had open water. This is why those times will not count for official times. Is because he was in lane 1 and he had no waves around him. That was a time trial.
It doesn't count.
So that doesn't count for.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for like record, it won't be a Russian record or neutral athlete B record or it doesn't account as his official best time because it's on a mixed relay.
Still 51.78. It's still 51.78.
I agree. That's
respect.
That's the second fastest swim of all time.
I mean, they're midsection above the world record line. Yeah, this is
so wow. Yeah, the neutral athletes are as you said, full second under world record pace.
Seven of the eight nations all went man, female.
Yeah. And Australia went female, male, female. Mila Jansen is anchoring for Australia. That's interesting. So it seems like Australia maybe not putting their complete best foot forward if Mila Jansen is anchoring that instead of maybe someone like Meg Harris or Molly O'Callaghan. Meg Harris again split 51.7 earlier in the meet on the 400 free relay for Australia. So the neutral athletes B still with a commanding lead from lane 1. In the water for them on the butterfly leg right now is Daria Klepakova. They have Daria Trofimova anchoring on the freestyle leg.
0.24 under world record pace.
Yeah, and well ahead, 2 seconds ahead of China, who's currently in second. Australia, though, right there in third after those 2 male legs. And yeah, we've got a tight race, at least for silver. But the neutral athletes really carrying this one home. We're only looking at them, though. What is this camera angle? I can't see anyone else. I don't know what's happening.
That's what's happening when you're that fast.
And now we're only focusing on them again from a different angle. Like, come on. So really tight race between Canada, China. Australia is dipped to 4th, but Canada looks like they're in there for a medal. Anchoring for Canada is Taylor Ruck.
It was tight for third 7/100s.
Wow. Yeah, so it's neutral athletes B, China, and Canada on the medal. It's a championship record 337.97 for the neutral athletes, and then 339.99 for China and 340.9 for Canada. So happy for those teams. They're on the medal podium, and that's So again, we were talking about it through 3 days. No neutral athletes had medaled. And then today, Kirill Pregoda wins 2. He got a silver in the 50 breast. And then that's the first gold medal for the neutral athletes. Be interesting to see how they handle the ceremony for that.
Yeah. Are they going to bring a neutral flag out?
Yeah. What national anthem do you play? What are they going to do?
Right. Yeah. I guess we will see. I assume they don't play a national anthem. I'm curious if they even get interviewed. I know it was like in the bylaws of this meet for the media that neutral athletes can be interviewed, but are the media can't ask them any non-swimming related questions. That is a written rule for media coverage of this meet. And so I'm guessing they won't get an on deck interview. I'm even more sure that NBC won't show it because we haven't
pretty much only interviewed the American.
I was wondering if they weren't going to stream this event.
Oh, yeah, that's totally something NBC would do.
That is very NBC. Yeah.
I was like, our stream might shut off. But I'm glad they showed it. Kudos to them. They showed it. And interesting. So neutral athletes, interviews have to be apolitical. And I feel like journalistically, you kind of want to talk to them about it. But I do appreciate the athletes being protected in this venue and at the event. We can always unpack the details later.
You should be talking about the race anyways.
Yeah. We should stay in the pool for sure. They've had a lot to deal with.
Yeah. They agreed. If an athlete makes a political statement, that's one thing, but as an athlete, your job is to prepare and compete, and that's what they've done. And I think I'm guessing that's probably what they want to focus on. So we have some funny suggestions from our comment section. Someone's asking, should they play the Olympic song? Does World Aquatics have a song? One person says Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
This is rip the theme from Marvel.
You guys want splits? We've got splits here.
Yeah, we absolutely want splits.
So Myron Levinsev led off in 51.7. Kirill Pregoda 57.5. Again, open water, lane 1, but damn. 55.9 for Daria Klepakova. That's a great split. That's a for context, Tori Husk, the Olympic champion, was 58.2 this morning. On our prelims relay. So like 55.9 is a great split, and 52.6 for Daria Trofimova. So really a sensational relay for all 4 legs. That's really good. Someone's saying Beisel's interviewing them. We're not seeing it. We're seeing ads on NBC, but so Elizabeth Beisel is there for World Aquatics. So I guess they're doing an on deck interview. Elizabeth Beisel is there, again, working with World Aquatics, so she's there interviewing them on deck. Let's see, China, 53.2 for Zhu Jiayu. Chen Haiyang was 58.1. Zhang Yufei, 55.9. And Wu Qingfeng, 52.6. So some pretty solid splits there. 53.2 for Zhu Jiayu is a little surprising to me. He's been consistently 52 mid to low for the last decade, it feels like. And then Kylie Moss, the bronze team, Canada bronze team, Kylie Moss, 58.6. Oliver Dawson, 59.6. Josh Liendo, 49.6 butterfly leg. And Taylor Ruck.
What's the fastest butterfly split in history? That's got to be up there.
I think Dressel's been 49 low. I want to say 49.2. I don't know off the top of my head, but
that's got to be like top 3 or top 5.
Yeah, that's a really good split. And then Taylor Ruck was 52.9 on the anchor. That's a really great swim for her. I'm gonna look for any other standout swims. Netherlands had a anchor from Merritt Steenbergen of 51.9. Australia, Matt Temple was 50.2 on the butterfly leg. That's a really good swim for him. Italy's Sarah Curtis was 52.8 on their anchor. That's a solid swim for her and for a rising youngster.
Dressel's the fastest split was a 49.03. It was Dressel.
49.03. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tokyo to the 2020 Olympic Games.
Yeah. NBC's interviewing Leon right now.
Hang on a second. I'll
That's
turn
a good
let me
interview.
turn my thing off and let me listen to.
Yeah, we'll see what Mr. Leon has to say. But geez, if you missed it, 152.69, Leon Marchand 200 IM world record. I can't say that enough because that was just a freaking phenomenal swim. He just shattered Ryan Lochte's world record. And I'm sure he probably shattered SwimSwam too. I'm guessing we might have gone down there for a few minutes. I don't know if we did or not, but
Broke the internet.
yeah, I mean it's just such a crazy swim. Such a crazy swim. Wow. But that's anything interesting, Mel?
No, I caught the tail end of it. I'm sorry, guys. It was like Rowdy cut in, and Rowdy was making jokes about it crossing off races and just focusing on the 100 freestyle. So NBC's in a big build-up mode for the 100 free. We've got a star in play with Jack. Jack's going to be in the hunt, to be on that medal podium every year up until Los Angeles, and they're in star building mode. That's kind of my takeaway just from me popping in on the television.
I read the subtitles for the beginning of the interview, and he was saying that it was not his plan to go that fast.
Oh,
he was just trying to be close to his PB and just kind of, swim a strong swim.
Wow.
Blew that out of the water.
He looks surprised.
Yeah.
So if I'm being honest, I don't think he'll go faster. I obviously hope he goes faster in finals. And this is Leon Marchand we're talking about. This is one of the greatest swimmers we've seen in history. He knows how to do finals. He knows how to step up in the big moments. So I don't want to doubt him. But after having a swim, again, he was not fully focused this year. He took time off. He didn't look amazing through the couple meets that he had in May and June. And then to pop a swim like that, I'm guessing there'll be a little more pressure tomorrow. He'll be a little more like trying to lock in and win that race, but also he swam free tonight.
Yeah.
He was just in a semifinal, and we've seen this where people break a world record in semis, and then he doesn't need to break a world record to win tomorrow night.
No, it can be 2 seconds slower probably, and still safely win.
Our commenter JL is saying 149 tomorrow.
I would like to see a 149. I'm with this commenter.
I would like that.
I'm with this commenter. I just think that we expect so much from our stars from such big schedules that when they focus like this, it makes a lot of sense. Think about the pressure. No emotional energy is dissipating from this guy. He took time off, got his Louis Vuitton commercial. He's just collecting his money. Training in Australia,
playing DJ sets in Ibiza with David Guetta.
Oh my God, that's right. So he's in dopamine happy mode all year long. Yeah, and it's good to be healthy.
2 injuries this year too. He had a rib thing and something else, and 152.6. But we see this, right? You do all this base work. You have the Olympic lead up, especially with Bob Bowman, and then you take time off, and then you swim better the next year, right? Yeah, because you're tapering for a year.
Phelps had some really rough year. He was I don't know if it's I forget, it might have been 2010, and then everybody was angry, and Bob forced him to do a 400 IM, and it was slow.
That was 2011 where he got beat by Lochte, and then in London he had to do the 400 IM.
They made him do the 400 IM, but this was
and he got fourth.
But he popped off a fast 100 free.
Right. Yeah.
Popped off a fast 100 free. It's like so much versatility. Yeah. Forcing someone to do a 400 IM just seems like torture.
You should yes. I think everyone at that point, especially after he swam it at trials and like he kind of like beat Tyler Clary out of spite at trials, but everyone was still kind of like, you shouldn't swim that. Like, you don't need to do this.
Was that the year that the comment floated that's where it was an offhanded comment about training and that he wasn't a grinder
because
it was taken out of context.
But like at that time, he wasn't. Right. I mean, he was like
he wasn't grinding, and Tyler was grinding.
I think he would tell you that like he was checked out, he was tuned out, and then there was the offhanded comment from Tyler Clary of, I work hard like this guy, and then
it went everywhere. It went everywhere. I remember the next day there was like a warm up, and everybody's like getting on deck, and like Tyler walks up to Michael, and then they pair off together and they have a conversation. But here's the thing. You go to Michael, and you got to be honorable with him. If you're honorable with him, he's good.
Yeah. No, you got to put some respect on his name. And
they were okay. They were okay.
Yeah. But yeah. What a piece of history. I forgot about that. And now we're here. And it doesn't even matter because Leon's about to go 356.
Yeah, so you talk about the 400 So
sub 4 minutes? Are we going to see sub 4 minutes?
What did he go in yards?
328. 328.
I just remember after that swim, I was like, "There's no way anybody can go below 330," and then he went 328, and then I predicted him at 359. It was like, "You're crazy! He's not going to go at 359." And I'm like, "No!" Then I backed off of it. I'm like, 359 one day.
In a couple days.
One day, sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Because he went down to Australia and he trained for the 400 free with Dean Boxall. And Dean Boxall knows a thing or two about 400 freestyles.
Well, none of this matters.
It's like,
none of this matters.
He just came home in 28.0 in the 200 IM, right? I mean, like he did. We know that world record line was fast, and he did not give an inch to it.
Yeah. So the biggest question of the day is Jack, where's your goater, man? You're going to grow. You keep.
Yep. It'll be coming back.
We need some length.
Yeah,
more length. I want a celebration where you're up like this, and the water's dripping off, and it's like down to here.
The reality is, I want to see you next year at the Jack's 50 sprint shootout.
Yep, that's exactly what it'll be. Yep,
that's awesome. I'm curious. What did you go at the Jack's 50 shootout?
I think it wasn't really that great. It was like 23.0, maybe 23.2.
Blake Peroni said that's what he went, 23.0.
Yeah, I think we were all kind of at the same time. It's the finals, showdown bracket was like beginning of the session, middle of the session, end of the session.
Okay.
So it's a lot of sitting around. It's an interesting challenge. Do you get out of your suit? Do you re-warm up?
Yeah.
I'll probably approach it a little bit better next year with that experience. But yeah, I think I was like 3.3, 3.2, across the rounds.
Okay.
My best is 22.4 from last year, but
that is respectable for a 200 flyer. What was your best 50 free, Mel?
I don't think I think I was like a 23.7. I had no speed. My vertical leap's 6 inches.
That's awesome. 22.4 is that the trials cut?
Yeah, I think it's 22.7 maybe.
Wow.
That's fast.
That's legit. That's legit. Respect.
Did you won WUGS in the 200 fly at 155.6?
Yeah.
The Mel
155.59
Stewart time.
maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
better than Mel Stewart time. How do you feel about that, Mel?
I'm thinking that I was in a brief. That's what I think. I
Excuses.
think I swam it in a brief. If it had been a compression jammer, they'd been a 149.
I wore a wool sweater and I swam uphill both ways.
Exactly. Stop it. But no, that's it was great. It's we love that you're on, coming off of WUGS and dropping on the stream. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's stay on for just a minute longer because we're about to see mixed medley medals, and I just want to see and live stream what song they play.
Yeah, it's a burning question. We need to know. Here we go.
Because this, I mean, honestly, this is a piece of history, right? I mean, it's a little unprecedented.
Maybe NBC's doing the same thing. We're still on the stream. They didn't pull the stream down yet. Yeah, we might not hear. They might pull the stream down before we hear the song, the piece of music.
I closed my stream, but
I'm still live. I'm still rolling.
But if you're commenting out there, let us know what they play.
I was like, did anybody?
Really
I always
curious.
wanted to ask people. You always get stuffed animals. You get stuff, on the metal podium, and who keeps their stuff? Like, how soon? They actually did some data and do some polling. It's like, how soon do you lose that case for your medal? How soon does your ribbon shred? Does anyone keep the stuffed animal? Or here we go. I'm listening.
I like the metal case for.
It's the anthem of World Aquatics.
Okay, so World Aquatics does have an anthem. We learned that now, and that's what's playing for the neutral athletes. I think that's appropriate. It seems fine. There's their coaches. They're very excited.
If I was going to do an anthem, it was my anthem. I think I'd go more Marvel-esque. I'd go with some big themes, like hero themes, mythological. That was a little bit. I'm going to call out World Aquatics. It feels a little bit of weak sauce.
I'd go party rock anthem, LMFAO.
Well, of course you would, but that's you. Jack, are you going to play this game?
I'd go with the FISU anthem at the World University Games. They for every medal ceremony they played the FISU anthem. They did no national anthems. So
that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So you heard that song a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
They just played their song over and over.
If you go through some of the swimmers' Instagram posts, some of them put their song as that song just because it's kind of funny.
I'm sure it's ingrained in your head at that point.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that a lot, honestly. Jack, do you have a walkout song?
Ooh, I like a lot of rock and roll.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites, my senior send-off walk-up song was "Miss the Misery" by the Foo Fighters off of the Wasting Light album.
Mm-hmm.
"No More Tears" by Ozzy Osbourne. If we're gotta send some respect there. One of my favorites in high school was "Can't Stop" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Yeah. No, I think that's great swim meet music. I think we all kind of grew up with that's the kind of music they would play for age group meets when I was swimming. Mel, I don't know, did they play? I'm genuinely curious. They play music at swim meets when you were a kid, when you were growing up?
I don't like you anymore. I don't like the way you frame these questions.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be.
Music was played. Music was played. Yes,
what music?
Whatever was
in the 80s.
Whatever.
That's when you were going to age group meets.
That's right. No, I mean, it played whatever was top 40. Even the top 40 was the thing. That was the top 40 music, and it was played when we were athletes at swimming meets. I will say this swim meet that you went to as an age group swimmer your whole life, and then you go to national championships. Like I remember going to national championships for the first time, and there was the truck for ABC Wide World of Sports, and Matt Biondi was swimming, and Pablo Morales. You guys probably remember those names, and Mary T. And the meet would end, and it was still, but we would all have dinner. Like it was like a Mission Viejo, and it was still like a covered dish dinner. It was still like an age group meet. It was still like, it wasn't fancy. Yeah, it's still the age group meet to nationals was still kind of the same. There was a network television, crew covering it. And I was like, we've come a long way since then.
No, that's good. I think progress is good.
Yeah, and you had that one set of bleachers at a swimming meet. You might have one or two set. There'd be like one or two sets of bleachers, and then everyone just stood around the pool. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like maybe I should say summer league to national championships. Not that different.
That's awesome. So one commenter is saying they should play the Jurassic Park theme song, which I think would be a great medal ceremony song. Works for me. Okay, that's the end of day 4. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Jack, thanks so much for joining us. It was awesome catching up with you. Congrats on a great WUGS.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'll be going off to Irvine next week, just kind of continuing the taper. Some 100 fly, 100 free. I mean, it's a Pan Pacs qualifier meet, so I'll probably swim the 2 free or the 2 fly on the last day.
What is it? Is it the tier championships?
Yeah.
Which is nationals.
Yeah.
They should just call it nationals. I wish they would.
Well, they already had
nationals. Yeah.
I know.
Well,
we should just call it nationals. Late summer nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer nationals.
I'm expecting it to be pretty fast with that. The just the pressure of potentially those people that missed Worlds being able to go and make Pan Pacs for next summer. So
every time we've ever gone to that meet, people pop off. There's fast swims. There's some really some they're breakout swims. It's exciting.
Yeah, and it's just fun being out in the sun, and it's a fast pool. It's it's easy to perform there. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, good luck out in Irvine, Jack. Thanks so much for joining us. And to everyone